Hey guys, today I just wanted to go through the HLTV, the DreamHack fantasy that is up now for HLTV with combination with Cisco Money. Now first of all, I don't own any of the rights to any of these sponsors, nor are they sponsoring me directly, or HLTV's sponsors and icons. So first of all, we're going to look at the NA division. Now for those who don't know who's actually in the NA division, let's look at it quickly. This is all on HLTV. It's the NA division. We're looking at 8 teams, all online. Looking at, in Group A, we're looking at Liquid, Triumph, Chaos, and the Pug Gods. And in Group B, we're looking at Furia, Cloud9, Team 1, and Yeah. Now the recent changes that have occurred, I do believe Liquid have picked up Grim, and I don't know who Triumph have picked up in return, but Grim's a big loss for Triumph. Let's say that. So we're looking at, we obviously have the budget of 1 million. So the opening matches will be Liquid versus the Pug Gods, Triumph versus Chaos, Furia versus Yeah, and Cloud9 versus Team 1, so that will influence our picks a little bit. So first of all, if we're looking at Liquid, we obviously want Grim. Now Grim is a star player, we know that from his form in Triumph, but also he's got a few good key members around him, especially Stewie and Elite, who can try and play around him and give him the space that he needs. But then also I can see what's a bit of a risk in the fact that he's only a new addition. It's going to take him time to get familiar with the environment, to feel comfortable and understand what the players around him are actually doing. Now let's look at Furia, so we can look at Art. I'm going to grab Art as well. Art's a really consistent player who has been chugging along quite well. Now if we move to Chaos, I don't think I want anyone from Chaos at the moment. I did pick Vanity last time, but he did let me down, so I'm going to turn a blind eye. Hopefully it's not a mistake. Now I do believe 100 Thieves were in this event, but they're pulled out. So I can't really pick anyone from them. Now I'm just looking at some of these Brazilian teams. So some of the names that stick out to me is RDK. RDK is really consistent as well. So I'm going to pick him. But also I might have to pick some lower ranked players as well from the Brazilian scenes. So I'm not too familiar with the Brazilian team. I know a handful of players. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick PRT. And then I'm also going to grab Tartessian. Sorry if I said that wrong. So this is going to be my final team. And now I'm going to select some of these boosters. Right? And roles. So we're going to look at the main orb. Obviously we're going to give that to Art. We want that to go to Art. Now if we look at support, I would give that to Art as well, but it's not there. I'm actually going to give it to PRT instead. Now we're looking at attacker, so T-side rating. We're going to go to Grim, because Grim's a really solid T-side player. Now Clutch again would give it to Art, but I can't. Leader, again I could give it to Art, but I can't. Stat Hunter, let's look at Entry Fragger. I'm going to give the Entry Fragger to, I would give it to Art again, to IDK. While I'm going to look at is there anyone here that I can give to him? I could give him the new one, but you know, that's not ideal. I'm going to give him the Defender one. I haven't seen a lot of him, to be honest, on CT sides, or as much in general, so I'm just going out the limb on that one. Best piss around, bottom of scoreboard, again, I might pick him to be bottom of the scoreboard, again, because I don't know a lot about Tartessian. Now we're going to look at Clutch. I'll give Art's a really good Clutch player. Top of scoreboard, I'm going to give that to Grim. And now when we're looking at, let's have a look at some of these 30 bombs, flashes, I'm going to give that to PRT. And then, what am I going to look at here? Assists. I'll look at IDK for assists. Of course, this is my lineup and my roles and boosters for the NA division. Now, if we move over to the EU division, so let's just have a quick look at a fresh of who's in the EU division. 8 teams again, but not really as high profile teams. You have Big, Complexity, OG, Heroic, Spirit, Mad Lions who just added Innocent, Fours, and Endpoint. So Group A will be Big, Heroic, Mad Lions, Endpoint. Group B is Complexity, OG, Spirit, and Fours. So if we look at the players that we want, again we're at 1 mil. And these teams are done in order of their rank, so Big being rank 1 at the moment. So if we're looking at Big at the moment, there's not really any So for the one big players that I'm looking at the moment, so let's do the opposite, start small this time. So let's look at endpoint. Any players that we like here, I like Crucial. Crucial's a really good player. If we look, keep going up, look at these, Face Crack, he can do, he's a bit inconsistent though, but he can play really well. And then how much do we have left? We have 600,000 for the next 3 players. Now, what I could do is Mia's really good. I want to grab Mia. That leaves us at nearly 4,000. So what I can do is I can grab Jerry, and then with the remaining 210, I won't grab Keto, but I will grab Poison. Poison's been really good lately. So now if we move on to purchasing the team and moving on to our boosters and roles, if we're first of all looking at the main orb, we want Poison on that. If we're going to support, we're going to move that over to Crucial. Attacker, we're going to move that over to Face Crack. Our Clutch King, we can move that over to Mia. If it wants to move. Come on. Stat Hunter, Entry Fragger, I'll give Entry Fragger to Jerry. Now, if we look at the boosters, we're going to look at some of these boosters. Let's look at bottom of scoreboard, it doesn't really apply to any of these players. I see Avenger, Bait, Ace, Rambo, Flashes. I'll give Flashes to Crucial. And, oops, I have done a bit of a funny. Alright, we're back. So Defender, we're going to look, these boosters, sorry, rolls, sorry, we're on the boosters. So if we look at Assist, Aimbot, IS headshot percentage, so well, once we're looking at top of scoreboard, I'll probably give that to Mia, especially because his teammates are a bit below his caliber. If we look at the rest of the round, like Clutches, I'll give Clutches to Poison. Then we look moving towards some of these other ones, like if we're looking at some of the Savers, let's give Saver to Jerry. And give bottom of the score give bottom scoreboard to Jerry. And then give Saver to Face Crack. There we go. That's my team for the European division of DreamHack. I'll make a new video in a couple of days as well, following the Cologne DreamHack Fantasies when those go up, or maybe they already have go up.